we've come out of an industrial age. We are post-industrial age, right? The problem is we haven't really changed how we teach our salespeople how to build a business. We still teach them stuff like we're in an industrial age. So the history of this, right, is if you go to Henry Ford and the Model T and you get on an assembly line, we found some ways to scale production with assembly lines. So Henry Ford, through an assembly line, could scale his production by, or could create cars for the masses for less dollars by having this assembly line. From there, you started to see this show up in business models where we had franchising. Franchising took off. You know, Ray Kroc is, I think, sort of hallowed as the father of this franchising taking off like it has with McDonald's. And so you started to see this assembly line concept or mindset transition into now business models. And there was a system, an assembly line between how you make a sandwich or how you do French fries. And if you just follow our system, you'll make a profit, right? And in fact, as a franchisor, that's one of the primary things that's a value proposition to your franchisee is you say our franchises on average make this much money a year. And all you have to do is copy, paste what our franchise system is and does. So from there, it evolves into now sales gurus and people in our respective industries finding their secret sauce. They go, oh, well, this is what I did. Let me document what I did. And now if I just go tell the rest of the world, hey, this is my system. All you have to do is do my system. You should make a profit. And that, gang, is what we do when we go read books and we buy seminars. We're reading somebody else's perspective about what they did and why it worked for them and how we should do the same thing. Here's the problem. In a service-based business, which is what we are, we don't sell pizzas and we don't sell sandwiches, okay? We don't sell cars. We are a service. And what's interesting from a consumer standpoint is consumers are very particular about who they connect with. If you're my service provider providing the service, I'm not going to pick you just because of the system. I'm picking you because of a relationship, and that is distinct from sandwiches, cars, and pizzas, right? So I don't think the information we get from these books and seminars is complete because they can't teach you how to be more of you. And so what we do is we come back with their system without accommodating who we are, and we try to do it, and it doesn't feel right. How many of you have heard the saying, get out of your comfort zone, right? I am so sick of that advice. I think, and it's not because look, I understand the intention of that saying. I think the intention was like, hey, let's challenge ourselves. But here's why that's a problem. If you were a couch potato, if you're somebody who's lazy in life, then yeah, maybe this is a great thing. Like, hey, dude, you should get off the couch. But for us, we're entrepreneurs. You don't need to tell me to get out of my comfort zone. I have an insatiable desire to fulfill my vision. You telling me to get out of my comfort zone is like, duh, okay? So here's my problem with this statement. My problem with this statement is that it's like it's in the wrong order. Those of us listening to, when I had this insatiable desire and I went to conferences or looked on Facebook and people were always saying stupid stuff like get out of your comfort zone, I would listen to that like, gosh, man, I have to get to my vision. I better do something that's really uncomfortable, right? And that's how we interpret that message on the receiving end of somebody saying that to us. We hear that like, oh, I guess what I'm supposed to do to get to my insatiable desire, to get to my vision, is do stuff I don't like doing. That's how we interpret that. And that is why I have a problem with it, right? Listen, 4 years ago when I started my consulting firm, and I was all about, let me go out and make a difference in the world with people to build authentic businesses, I had a clear, insatiable desire of what I wanted to do. And then I got into WordPress. I started learning WordPress because it was important for me to have a podcast and a blog and some different web stuff that I could reach a multitude of people. And I will tell you, for 3 years of suffering with WordPress, in this love-hate relationship, I'm still mediocre at WordPress. I am not that great, and I've been slaving on it for 3 years. Has it been uncomfortable for me? Yes, I hate it. It is not fun for me to sit down and do stuff with WordPress. It is uncomfortable. I am out of my comfort zone for the last 3 years doing stuff with WordPress. But here's the thing. I didn't start doing WordPress because somebody said, get out of your comfort zone. I started doing WordPress because I had a clear vision of what I wanted to do, and I felt like what I needed to do was go learn WordPress. You understand? That's distinct, gang. That is different than you sitting down and somebody saying, hey, you need to make 20 phone calls a day. And then you go, I really don't want to make 20 phone calls a day, but you somehow convince yourself to go do it because you have an insatiable desire. And you're like, well, I guess I better do it because this is what successful people do. And then you try to justify doing these things that you know you don't want to do, that this incongruent action, because other people who've been successful say, well, this is what you got to do. So you're like, well, I guess I'll do it because I'll do whatever I need to do. And then we resist and hate our business because it doesn't feel right. See, I could put up with and deal with WordPress and not liking it and being uncomfortable with it because I was the one that authored that that's what I want to do. You see the difference, right? So it's not like we don't do things that are uncomfortable for us as entrepreneurs. But I think the advice from the stage or the advice in the book shouldn't be get out of your comfort zone. The advice should be, hey, find the thing that turns you on. Get really clear on your vision, and then find something that you can see yourself doing that feels right to you, and then do it. And then I think what happens is we'll do anything. We'll spend money we don't have, and we'll do stupid stuff that makes us super uncomfortable because we want to get to where we want to go. And that's different than us just trying to do stuff that's uncomfortable. The paradox, gang, is that in order for you to scale your business as it relates to you, it's not getting out of your comfort zone. I would suggest it's about finding the things that you are comfortable doing. Look at the things you love to do and build your entire business plan or strategy around that. I love to teach. I love to teach. I love to coach. There's probably not many other places in life I feel stronger than me coaching and teaching. And I don't know, that topic could really be any other, I could be something that I'm passionate about outside of business, right? I could talk about wine, or I could talk about golf. I played golf in college. There's some different things I could do, but it's finding the things that you love to do where you feel strong. And when you can find that, you turn it into a power zone. It's no longer just comfortable, it's actually powerful for you to operate from there. And that is what I am on a mission to help people do, right? That you would take congruent action, that who you are and how you're wired would perfectly overlap with the kind of actions you're taking so that you get better momentum and you're turned on by your business.